We are back, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow circle of nerds and squares. Give me 2 seconds. If you're actually listening to that in the background, that was actually on the video before. A little something. So anyway, let me close this real quick. So, anybody heard the news? SuperMarket sweep is actually coming back on the freaking, oh god, I'm so happy, on television. Was it ABC or NBC? I want to say NBC. And Leslie Jones, it was the black female that played in the Ghostbusters. She is actually going to be the host, and I cannot wait. October 18th is when the new SuperMarket sweep will drop. If anybody hasn't caught the old SuperMarket sweep, catch the old school SuperMarket sweep from 90, 92, 93, around those years. And it was fantastic. Even to this day, it's still fantastic. One thing I did catch, though, on the old SuperMarket sweep, a lot of the food was fake. Those turkeys weren't real turkeys to begin with. Obviously, that's going to cost a lot of money to recycle the meat out. But I thought at least the turkey should have had somewhat of weight to it. Not when a 60-year-old granny is tossing them into a shopping cart, just lobbing them in one after the other, and then I finally said to Ace Clark 02, I said, hold on a second. I said, nobody in their right mind, unless they're a power lifter, is going to lift that many turkeys and just throw them into their shopping cart like that. And sure enough, one of them bounced. I said, I freaking knew it. Some of it might be real, like the candy. What do they got to shuffle the candy at? Nobody's eating it. And the canned food, too. They could keep all that stuff on their shelves for a few years. Because that's how long the show lasted, only a few years. So, SuperMarket Sweep is coming back October 18th. Happy about that. As you all know, Call of Duty for PS4, they're actually letting you play free. It's going to be a demo, let's be honest. It's not going to be an actual free play. It's going to be a demo multiplayer. I'm hoping they let us play zombies too, or at least one stage of campaign mode, because it's fantastic. I love me some Call of Duty. And the only, in my opinion, the only first-person shooter to ever come close to Call of Duty is Battlefield. So October 6th, watch for that. Call of Duty Cold War Beta. Black Ops Cold War Beta. That's a really, really, really long name. So think of a nickname and stick with it. COD BTA, COD Beta, whatever. What else did we have in store for you that I wanted to talk about? Alrighty, I'm not touching the elections because that has nothing to do with Nerd Square Circle. It's actually political. Oh yeah, anybody heard any new music out? I really haven't. I haven't heard any new music out. Well, now with that said, I want to touch on one thing. I was just watching the 1990 Royal Rumble, and then I realized a big hole in the storyline between Hogan and Warrior. What doesn't make sense is both of them are going in as faces, right? Which means good guys. But when they went into the Royal Rumble, both men immediately started attacking faces, good guys. And that's a no-go. If you're a good guy, how are you attacking another good guy? You have to attack a bad guy, a heel. Get what I'm saying? So, good guys are faces, bad guys are heels, for those who don't understand wrestling lingo. So, they both go in as faces into the Royal Rumble match itself, and when they enter, they both start attacking faces. Then at one point, the ring is completely empty with the exception for both the Warrior and Hogan, and they both start attacking each other. But up until that point, they were both eliminating faces. And then Warrior gets upset when Hogan eliminates Warrior, whether it's by accident or not. He got upset, and now he wants a piece of Warrior because he was eliminated. Because Warrior wasn't supposed to do that. They were friends. But wait, wasn't they all friends because they were good guys to begin with? You get what I'm saying now? Like that, to me, it just makes no sense. I just discovered that before, that big, huge hole in the storyline between Hogan and Warrior leading up to WrestleMania 6. But I was thinking about it this way: Hogan and Warrior, WrestleMania 6, right? title for title, which wasn't really title for title, it was just for the world title, which makes no sense because Jack Tunney said it's going to be champion versus champion for the, even if he said clearly it was for the world title, not the Intercontinental title, what would have happened if Warrior won? Which he did. He would have had to give up the title. So why'd you make the match to begin with? Anyway, but it makes sense. Now I understand why Hogan actually won that Royal Rumble. One, it was originally supposed to be Mr. Perfect, apparently, which he should have, in my opinion. But it does make sense, even if it was Hogan that freaking came up with the idea. If Perfect would have won the Royal Rumble, yeah, Hogan eliminated Warrior, but Perfect eliminated Hogan. Or there could have been some type of freaking, screw up and Warrior goes in there and Hogan and Warrior beat each other up, and then when Warrior's not supposed to be in there because he already got eliminated, and then somehow leads to Hogan getting eliminated. I could see that match happening, but not for the world title when Mr. Perfect just won the Royal Rumble. You know what I'm saying? It would have made a lot more sense if Hogan won the Rumble and Hogan was the one to eliminate Warrior, because Warrior, he eliminated quite a few people right before he got eliminated himself. So that actually does make good sense, because that keeps both men strong, and it also keeps Perfect from entering that world title match, because it was supposed to be Warrior versus Hogan the whole time. Which sucks for Perfect, because let's be honest, what did he do at WrestleMania 6? You know what I'm saying? So that does make a lot of sense, now that I'm thinking about it. And I also realized, too, the Barbarian, he was still part of the Powers of Pain at the 1990 Royal Rumble, right? He went from, Mr. Fuji was actually managing them. So he went from Mr. Fuji to, out of nowhere, to Bobby the Brain Heenan. And then Barbarian and Haku were beating the fuck out of it, excuse my language, were beating the hell out of each other. And then Barbarian and Haku were a tag team with Bobby Heenan not too long after that. Well, let me rephrase that. They have to go to WrestleMania 6 first, and Andre the Giant and Haku have to lose the tag team titles. Anybody remember Haku was the tag team champion with Andre the Giant? A lot of people forget that. So that was your 7 minutes, 8 minutes. Wow, I've gone pretty good. So that was your entertainment weekly update for today. If I have any other news, I'll let you know. But I went from SuperMarket sweep to video games to professional wrestling. And oh yeah, by the way, back to SuperMarket sweep. I'm actually glad that lady is actually the host of SuperMarket Sweep, because if I have to hear Alfonso Ribeiro's fake, weak, watered-down accent one more time, I'm going to freaking, I don't know. But let's be honest, Alfonso Ribeiro should not be hosting any shows. He sucks. No offense to him, but as far as hosting shows is concerned, and I know it's not from him. I know you could tell it's just something he didn't want to do, or something that he thought was, somehow, somebody got into his ear, in my opinion, and told him, hey, why don't you try act like you're from the hood? Just mix it up. Because one minute he's, Alfonso Ribeiro from the Fresh Prince, and then within a split second, he just has the heaviest ghetto accent. And then he goes right back into Mr. Beverly Hills Alfonso Ribeiro Carlton. And to me, it's like, I don't know who in the hell in the back is telling him to do this, but it sounds horrible. And people should honestly just... It sounds horrible. Stop that. So that was our entertainment update for today. Please stay tuned, because we will have a lot more, obviously, updates on professional wrestling and WWE and everything. Oh, wait, hold on. Retribution. Hold on. I believe they have freaking, what is it? Jack Mo, Crowbar, and Anus. If I'm not mistaken, no, Mace, excuse me. I'm just making fun of the names because I think it's the dumbest. First of all, I think it's Crowbar, right? If it's not Crowbar, because if it is Crowbar, they've already used that in WCW. Nobody remembers that? Here's a name that people should stop using. Butcher. It's been overdone. Okay, they had Butcher for Vashon. Abdullah the Butcher. Brutus the Beefcake was the Butcher when he went to WCW. They couldn't call him the Barber, so they called him the Butcher. They didn't call him Brutus the Butcher Beefcake. They just called him Butcher. That's 3 butchers already. If anybody can think of any more butchers, then please let me know. Oh, didn't they have the Necro Butcher too? There you go, number 4. Necro Butcher on top of it. Now they have the Butcher. AEW, please change that Butcher name. It's been overused so many times. Now it's just like, I personally just think it's blah. Because the Butcher, come on, Butcher's been used for decades and decades and decades on end. I just think now it's just overused, and you're just confusing fans when you're talking about Butcher. Okay, which one? The Rock. There were 3 Rocks. There will never be another Rock after that, I guarantee. After Dwayne Johnson, I guarantee you. But there were 3 Rocks, believe it or not. There was The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, Don The Rock Morocco, which that man is magnificent. That man can just cut a promo like nobody's business. I would like to see The Rock versus The Rock cutting a promo against each other. And then you have one of the Andersons. It was either Gene or Ole. One of the Andersons was also The Rock. Now, that's all said and done. Ladies and gentlemen, I should have saved that for the wrestling update, but that was your update and entertainment this week. I actually like that. I think I'm going to have another one next week, or in a few days or whatever. I'm going to jot everything down now. And just one by one knock them out of the park. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Subscribe, like, share, comment.